Hello, me lords and ladies, and welcome to another episode. Well, the last part of our Blight Templars. This is the last one you got to paint out of the 3 out of our Warhammer Darkwater painting series. We're still trudging through. I know. First off, I want to say thank you to all those YouTube members just popped up. You guys are absolutely amazing. Can't thank you guys enough. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You can always hit the bell. All of this will be Friday's video, but the YouTube members will get early access to this Sunday night. So 5 days early access. Very, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Without further ado, let's go. All right, the first thing you're going to obviously do is build your miniature, and then I put some Stirland Mud down on the base, spray paint it with black, and then white from above, so it is mostly white, with a little bit of black that you can see through on certain those areas. So for all of our armor, this includes the helmet, the chest plate, the gauntlets, legs, thigh areas that is armor. We were doing in Runelord Brass. We'll do a spin around here in a second because there is a lot that you have to paint. Grab your largest paintbrush that you're comfortable with and start slapping that Runelord Brass onto your miniature. And this is what it should look like once you're done. Don't worry, we will spruce that up in the wash step. So yeah. For your under leg area, we're going to be doing some Black Legion. This is also on that left leg that you're looking at as well beneath it. All right, for the horn, we're going to do 2 colors in tandem. So Garaghak sewer at the base portion of it. Rinse your brush off, get some skeleton horde, and then mix those 2 colors together. You want it to be lighter at the top with the skeleton horde as I hit the camera. Yay me. And you can also damp up your brush once you get the 2 colors on there, and then just kind of wash them together. You don't want it a soaking wet brush. You just want it damp so you can mix the 2 colors together and it'll work just perfectly. All right, for the front of our little loincloth that's coming down, we're gonna do some Seraphim Sepia on there, so don't forget to do the front and back. We're also going to use this on the wraps on, if you're looking at the miniature, the right hand. So it's technically the left hand of the Blight Templar, but it's right side if you're looking at it. I hope that makes sense. We're also going to use that on those wraps as well. For the other wrap on the other axe, we're going to do a different color. So we're just doing that left axe as well. Now, if you wanted to do this one in the wrap as well, you could, but I decided not to. I did mix a little bit of Lahmian Medium and the Cygor Brown to help it go on a little bit smoother and let that white kind of stick through. You don't have to do much else to that. For the guts spilling out of this Blight Templar, we're going to be using Gulliman Flesh. We are also going to use this for the face that is underneath the helmet. So if you can see in between the armor, below the helmet, and on the sides, we need to get those as well. The third and last spot you need to hit with Gulliman Flesh is underneath the armpit area that I did not see. And obviously this as well, as I totally forgot about this while I'm recording. Your flesh areas on each of the axe with Gulliman Flesh. So you have the guts, the axe areas, underneath the helmet areas, and then underneath the armpits for Gulliman Flesh. Now, this is kind of optional, but I'm painting a couple of the intestine that is coming out with some Nazdreg Yellow. You don't necessarily need to do this, but we are going to highlight up some yellow later on for some other ones, just to kind of give it some infected looking areas. For the vine that is coming out, we'll be doing some Militarium Green on there with that white sticking through. It's all you should really have to do, but it's at least all I did. All right, for the pauldrons, the axe areas, the chainmail, and then the armor that is sticking out with the little spikes on them, we're going to be doing some Iron Warriors. So again, I'm using a bigger size brush. Use whatever size brush you feel comfortable with. I'm just trying to cover as much surface area as quickly as possible. Also, don't forget that bell on the front. Once you're done with this step, we'll be moving on to the wash step. All right, first wash we're going to do is we're going to do Militarium Green and Lahmian Medium, a 50-50 mix. So, yes, 50-50 of Lahmian Medium and Militarium Green. Do your best not to let it pool like I did on that helmet right there. And just go over all of your Runelord Brass areas. Once you start on an area, try and move it around as quickly as possible. Again, you do not want it to pool because it will look kind of weird. So hit over the entire areas. Don't let it pool. Move it around before it dries. As again, I had did on the helmet, as you can see right there. All right, for all of our fleshy areas, we will be hitting some Carroburg Crimson in there. This will just give it that pink look for like that intestine look that we're all accustomed to thinking that guts look like. We're going to put this all over our axe area, and if you can get it on the face underneath the helmet, I tried doing it a little bit. It just it's kind of a pain. And then lastly, for your last wash, we will be doing some Nulin Oil on all of our metallics, and then you will let this dry completely, and then we'll be moving on to the highlight step. All right, for all of our Seraphim Sepia areas, we're just going to brighten up the raised areas with some Morghast Bone. Do not get anything into the recesses. You don't want anything into the recesses. You want that contrast look in there. And if you wanted to do some edge highlighting on those wraps, you are more than welcome to do that instead of painting every wrap individually. But again, that is up to you. I ended up doing all of the wraps on all of them, which does take a little bit more time. But wraps and I, for some reason, don't get along. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Sometimes I just leave it as is. All right, for all of our guts, I am painting a vast majority of the raised areas with some pink horror. I'm also doing this on the fleshy areas for the axes. So you can do as much as you want, as little as you want. The next color we have coming up after this, and while I'm still talking to you, is going to be a yellow. So we're going to be taking some of those guts that we have and painting some yellow on them to give it a little bit of contrast. And we're also going to be painting the eyes. You'll see that here in a moment. So again, you can paint as many as the raised areas on the guts as you would like. It just adds a little bit more flavor. And then for the fleshy areas on the axe, I'm really just picking out the raised areas and not going overboard with it. I want it to be like a pinky, fleshy looking color that looks almost a little infected, but it's alive and thriving. So again, here I'm picking out some of those yellow gut areas not overdoing it. And then I'm painting the yellow into the eyes that are on the axes. Now I use sulfuric yellow, which is a P3 paint, but Avalanche Sunset for Citadel works just as well. So either or will suffice. All right, for the armor, I am going to be dry brushing the crap out of this thing. Now be careful. Try not to get onto your wraps. Try not to get onto your armor. But I am using Ryza Rust. You can see that I'm picking off hairs. For some reason, this dry brush I have just decided that I just want all the hair to fall out. So it just starts falling out as I'm doing this. If you do not have Ryza Rust, use Scrag Brown. It's basically the same color. I know it's orange, one's more brownish, but they turn out the same on armor. So either or will work. But it's up to you, whatever one you got. All right, for the armor, the green armor, we're just going to be doing some edge highlighting with some Canoptek Alloy. So any edge that we have on any of that green armor, I'm going over with some Canoptek Alloy. Now, this is kind of a pain. Not kind of, it is a pain. But I feel like it does add a lot of depth to the miniature. We've done it to the other two that we did for the Blight Templars. And this is sparing no expense. It is the same thing. So we're just picking out a lot of those edges. It doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, these are Nurgle, for crying out loud. They're gross looking. They're supposed to look demonic and evil and everything else. So, all right. The base. This is just an idea for what you want to do or don't want to do, but I'm using some Garaghak sewer on that base, and then I'm letting it dry completely. Once it's dry, I'm going to do a dry brush of that Gorthor Brown. Again, you don't need to do this. It's just an idea for yours. And then I eventually glued on some dead grass on the front and the back just to make it look more sinister, I guess you could say, that you'll see on the spin around. And then your favorite part of painting the miniature, because it means you're done, is the rim of the base. And of course, we're doing ours with Abaddon Black. And then you can see that dead grass there. So we got the dead grass in the front and the back, and I think it turned out extremely well. I mean, this is a Nurgle. You can see that the edged highlighting on the armor really shines out, makes it look just a little bit better, pops it out just a little bit. And in my opinion, for all the work that we did put into it, it turned out about as good as I could have wanted to turn out. So, well, that's it. That's all she wrote. Again, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. You'll get early access to this on Sunday. This is Friday videos, so 5 days early access. Yay, you guys. Again, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Anybody who shares this, sends it to a friend, watches it. I can't thank you guys enough. We have a ton of stuff coming up. I've got more miniatures to paint than I know what to do with. We have a bunch of other Warhammer, Kingdoms Forlorn, finishing one last miniature in Elden Ring. So yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, paint on.